Okay, it's recording and welcome to tonight's session. We are going to deal with RACI metrics. So, RACI metrics or understanding RACI metrics is to understand roles and responsibilities in a project. It's not only projects, it can be in an office or it can be in a home, environment, activities to avoid finger pointing. Is my duty, is not my duty, this and that. If you come in a household, you see uh, siblings fighting over chores. Is my duty to, wash the plate, duty to sweep the living room, to dust this and that, cook. Everybody, I did it the last time, is your turn, is not my turn. All this is because there is no organization. But when there is a rota or a RACI metrics describing what everybody is meant to do, then this issue of friction and finger pointing will stop. It happens a lot in a project when the project is not organized. I've done this RACI metrics before, not with you guys, with the project manager, but I believe you guys need to understand it well, because you don't need for them to start teaching you RACI metrics. That's why we're having this RACI metrics. Being that is your duty as a business analyst to understand the problems, understand the challenges, gather requirements, analyze the requirements, and come up with a solution and design the solution. Then you are in a better position to know who is going to do this and who is not going to do that in order to achieve the overall goal or to achieve the solution. And the project manager makes sure that whatever we said we are going to do, we do it within the standard, within the timeline, within the budget, without much risk, monitoring, controlling, tracking. For you, the business analyst, you must understand the solution very well. You must understand who are we bringing it? Who are we bringing into this project? What are the relevant roles that will help us to achieve this solution? Because you are the solution designer. You are the software engineer. You are engineering the whole process. That is what the business analyst does. But if you are not being taught this, if you don't know these techniques called RACI metrics, it's going to be a bit of struggle. Just like Oyinye said, there's a bit of confusion, because people are they don't even understand what to do. They are struggling. What will we do? Who is supposed to do that? What are we doing as project manager? What are the business analysts doing? I've already created a work breakdown structure I gave to you people. But it seems like you guys don't go through the lesson notes, you don't watch the video, you don't go through the document I asked you people to see. Maybe it's only when it's time to come and listen for another, you come and you don't come back again. If that's the process, you're going to struggle. But if you are trying to understand every document I share, there is a purpose for sharing that document. Business analysis, if we should teach it properly within the university standard, it should not be less than, 1 year or 1 year plus. So we're cutting it for 4 months. Yeah, 3 months. Yeah, 4 months. It's because we've decided to remove all the side attraction, all the unwanted elements. We refine it, and whatever is being given to you, none of them is negotiable. You must try to consume every bit of resources shared here, because all of them are what you need. Not just what you need to learn, to understand it, but what you need to start working immediately. Just like you started work now. Everything we're saying you need them. You started work immediately and you are confused. If you understand the way RACI metrics work, by now you shouldn't be confused, because this project has moved on for some time. So I believe you guys would not have it. But according to even the project managers who have been working on the project for like more than 1 week now, they are a bit confused. Okay, we're going to be very fast because I've got another lesson after this one. RACI metrics is very simple. It's very easy to understand. Let's understand what the word RACI means. RACI means responsibility, accountability, consulted, and informed. This is what it means. R is for responsibility, A is for accountable, and C is for consulted, and I is for informed. So we call it responsibility assignment metrics. Responsibility assignment metrics helps everybody to understand what you are responsible for in a project. What are the activities you are responsible for? Who is accountable for this and who is not accountable? So it's a technique, it's a tool, whatever you want to call it, as a tool or as a technique. This is what it does. The benefits for this RACI metrics, number one, is for clarity and transparency. It helps to define the responsibility of everyone, roles and responsibility. I'm a business analyst. What are my roles and responsibilities? What am I going to be doing? RACI will clearly state it. Who is accountable for every activity? RACI will clearly state it. Improve accountability. In a project, we have one accountable person, and that person is the project manager. We cannot have two accountable people. At times, you can see it overlapping with project sponsors. In some cases, project sponsors become a bit of accountable. But within the project team, within the immediate project team, the project manager is accountable. But at times, it overlaps. You see the issuing out the project brief is accountability of the project sponsor. The project sponsor makes sure that the team get proper briefing before they start their work. Yes, it makes sure that it's done and done properly to avoid confusion. So, enhance communication. It helps to enhance the communication. We remember when we treated stakeholder analysis, we have what we call communication sheet, communication action sheet. Communication is very, very important. And the RACI metrics try to stress on that, knowing how to communicate. Whom are you going to talk to when you need input, when you need to consult? Whom do you consult? Whom do you talk to? That is consulted. That is communication. And effective resource allocation, making sure that resources is properly distributed and allocated at different responsibility level. If delivery resources is well allocated. So this is the importance of RACI metrics. So how do we create a RACI metric? It's very easy to create a RACI metrics. You can use a table, Excel document. Wherever you want to, it must be a table. Use a table. It's better to use a table. When you're using a table, list all the project tasks or activities or deliverable across the top row. You are going to see it very soon. Then list all the team members down the column. So you pay it in such a way that every activity receives responsibility, receives accountability, and things like that. Best practice in RACI metrics. While trying to create a RACI metrics, nobody creates a RACI metrics in isolation. Project manager have the responsibility and the accountability of making sure that a RACI metric is created and distributed, not only distributing it, but educating everybody to make sure that everybody understands the RACI metrics. Is extremely important, because when there is confusion is when people do not even understand what they are here to do. You are employed in a company, you don't even know your responsibility. You are just coming to work. You are in a project, you don't know what to do. That's a big confusion. So RACI metrics need to be studied as a team. While creating RACI metrics, project manager tend to lead, but business analyst input is highly important. In many cases, the project managers might not even understand the problem or the solution they are building, or they are trying to, the way they are trying to solve the problem with a solution. It's going to be the duty of business analysts to educate the project manager properly about the problems, the solutions. And you knowing about the solution, you should be able to know those needed in order to build that solution. Yes. For instance, you are the solution, packaging the solution. You are packaging someone to come to UK to study. You are the one packaging it, must know all the, even the airlines, embassies, where to apply for visa, things like that. You know all those people. You know whom to meet. You know the airline. How do you? So it's you that knows all the people that need to be contacted. But the project manager makes sure that everybody does what is assigned to them and do it very well. If they ask you, if you are being assigned to do this within 2 days, project manager makes sure you do it within the appropriate allocated time, and not only that, within the standard. RACI metrics equally help us ensure clear, concise, and easy understanding, which we've been stressing on, communicating properly, yeah, and these are the best practices. Yeah, it should be very concise, it should be very understandable. You must be able to communicate very well within the team. Everybody must understand what it is. Looking at this picture here, this is how a RACI matrix should look like. Looking at it here, you see the roles are captured on top of this table. And then you see the activities by the side. So you should be able to assign activities to any role. Yeah, and that is what it should be. After assigning it, then you make sure everybody understand what they are here to do. So this is the structure of a RACI matrix, which we are going to look at a live one for easier understanding. The one I'm going to share, which you need to keep. If you look at this table here, you will see that this table, how many of us have these project breakdown structure templates I've shared in the past? How many of us have got it? And what did it state? What are the major life cycle? What are the components of that breakdown structure? Major milestones and the life cycle. What are they? So yet you raise your hand, you say you've got it, as if doing thumbs up. Or you just got it, you kept it as a souvenir. Okay, I'm not gonna wait because of time. If you look at it here, we have initiate stage, we have define stage, we have execute stage, we have closure stage. And you see it's captured in this RACI as well. So all the activities here, before the project starts, it must be duly assigned. And everybody knows, starting from this project brief, identifying stakeholders and their expectation, defining roles and responsibilities. You see it here, all of them, everybody. You cannot tell me you don't know what to do after having this document. Only if you are, even if you are in primary school, this is very easy, very interactive. It's beautiful to understand. So you cannot tell me, only if you have not taken time to go through what we are doing. You see here, based on this, we've done this, I've shared this early enough. So who is the person? What's the duty of yeah, to avoid confusion here, and let's start from the beginning. So what's the duty of a project manager here? A project manager, what's the duty? Can anybody say? Can anybody help us here?
But the project manager is responsible and accountable.
Okay. Okay. That's it, Juliet. And business analyst.
Should be informed.
Yeah, I disagree with you. Any other person?
Okay.
Forgotten the meaning of RACI.
Yeah.
And developer.
Informed.
And quality assurance.
Informed.
And subject matter expert.
Informed.
What is subject matter expert? Let us start from that. We know what SME is. What is SME? Subject matter is what is their role?
Oh, that's true.
If we are going to be tech professional, it's not about we want to go into tech, but we don't want any. Let me tell you, this is the easiest aspect of tech. And why so many of us are not progressing in tech is because we are not taking it seriously. You know, you guys are not taking it seriously. I'm very, because these are some of the small terminologies. For those who are into proper programming, if you see small details, they cram all this code, they put it together, small thing they put together, cram it. You won't believe it. And that's why we respect them. But even outside this tech environment, let's take a tailor, for instance. A tailor with pieces cloth, cut cloth into pieces, start putting it together. A lot of things, and when after putting it together, you see it start looking beautiful. And you see the person who making that cloth might not even go to secondary school, but they pay attention, they learn to the extent that even they see themselves in dream, all they can see in dream is them sewing clothes. Well, some of us here, some of this career does not pay the way this tech is paying, but we don't take it seriously. We don't read, we don't cram, we don't memorize, we don't tax ourselves. And you see so many of us, after doing one day, they will just follow. The next time is not, because we're not paying attention. Some of the people who read other this thing, we pay attention to study it. After studying it, we don't even, but this one, you see, there is so much of it, we don't pay attention. All this, you should, any term you see here, because I remember those days when we were in secondary school, how we read. We will ask you to read a lot of novels, even the one you want to read on yourself, the one even the teachers ask you to read. While you are reading, if you come across any vocabulary, don't just pass, you must go to dictionary to find the meaning of that word. You cram it before you continue reading. We don't do all these things these days. And that's why we are getting poorer and poorer. Yes, I'm saying this. It's not because there is no money, but because people do not pay attention anymore. People just believe in watching. Everything is just watch. A small video, watch. If we want a class of, you become a consultant, you want to watch it in, become a project manager, become a business analyst in 15 minutes in YouTube. That is what everybody wants, but it's not going to work that way. So we must be able to cram everything. This subject matter expert. That's why we cannot even state at this point in business analysis, even if you are not a subject matter expert, you should know what subject matter experts should be able to A subject matter expert is we call it domain expert. What is domain? Environment, topic, discipline. You become an expert in this area. You become an expert in e-commerce. You become an expert in CRM. You become an expert in ERP. You become an expert in data migration. You become an expert in different, that's what we call subject matter expert. Expert is that you know it in and out. You know it, you know about CRM in and out. You know almost all the CRM vendors. You know how a CRM system works. You know the best, you know the latest, you follow the latest news. So that is what we call subject matter expert. You become a consultant in an area. You cannot be a business analyst without being a subject matter expert, at least in one. At least one. You must master one aspect of technology. Somebody like me, I've taken my time to master all of them. The first time I hear CRM, I don't know what CRM. I have to go start reading it. I have to find out there's not only CRM, the CRM belongs to a family called enterprise application. And these are the application companies use. Every company uses them to work. And you'll find out that the enterprise application will have so many applications. We have ERP, we have human resources application, we have supply chain, we have so many of them. And people must be a domain expert, more especially business analyst. If you come in a company, you see a company can hire up to 10 business analysts. Each business analyst is a domain expert. He must know everything about CRM. And that kind of person, they assign you to sales and marketing. Any kind of problems coming from sales and marketing, you are in charge. We don't do all these things, and that's why some companies in Africa are struggling to grow. Even the banks, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Because with the amount of bank we have, banks will be able to be, sponsoring startup companies, having stake in so many startups, but they are not doing what they are doing. Most of them are just there for money laundering and nothing. That's how they make their money. Don't want to do anything credible. Yeah. So if you come to something like Zenith Bank, they must have different domain experts. But we don't have them. It's a problem. So here, with what I've explained now, what is the role of a domain expert, subject matter expert in a project like this? We are trying to create a RACI matrix. What do we assign to subject matter experts? So I'm asking the question again.
I think we assign consult and informed. If I'm correct, that the C is for consult, but I don't really.
Thank you, Judith. At least it's making me feel like I'm not, that's the way it's supposed to be. Everybody here is any of all of us are graduates, but we're educated. So, and we should try to make efforts, not just relaxing. That is learning, interactive learning. Don't just leave me to. Because he's a subject matter expert, if there is any kind of ambiguity, he must be consulted and the person must be informed of every activity, what is going on. And why business analyst should be consulted, and because a business analyst is what? What is a business analyst? A business analyst is a consultant as well. Okay, let's move and we'll come to identify stakeholders and their expectation. And equally, this person should be able to identify stakeholders as well. You have responsibility of identifying stakeholders as well. Business analysts have that responsibility. Because in so many cases, business analysts will start before the project manager. And developers, they must be informed, consulted. Because when you are trying to search or understand who are the stakeholders, at times you might get confused. This is the likely person to run to ask, or have them in the organization. People, they knows a lot. Some of them are senior managers. So even the project sponsor, depending on the role, a project sponsor can equally fall within this subject matter expert as well. So that is it. This is how you start assigning, define roles and responsibilities. Yeah. Project manager and business analyst. Business analysts must be able to help in defining roles. You might not be responsible for doing it, but you should be here to assist project manager. So you should be standby. Project manager should be able to be consulting the BAs while trying to add who does this, who does that. And this guy should be able to know what he's doing, that is informed. Who is doing what? You shouldn't be asking, I don't know whom I'm working with, I don't know who is doing that. There should be transparency. Everybody should be informed, know what is going on. Yeah. So, and create work breakdown structure. It's the responsibility of project manager to break the work down, and this should be consulted as well and informed. Once we have a work breakdown structure, it will help everybody to know what is going on. So, yeah. And this is how you are going to continue to build it and build it and build it and build it till you come to the end of this, which is project closure report. The person who does this is project manager and informed, 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 and informed. So everybody must be informed that the project is officially closed. Yeah. So it must build it from beginning here to the end. So that is it. So that is your assignment. Assignment is to go and build a full RACI matrix. I'm not going beyond this. You should be able to tax yourself to do something. You know, when I does a lot of courses, I learn a lot, I read a lot. I don't sleep. And that's why I can authoritatively talk about technology, different aspects. It's not difficult. It's just about making some sacrifices. If you watch movie a lot, cut it down. You use part of the time you used to watch movie and use it here. That is it. If you Facebook a lot, cut it down. Everything you do, make out some time for this. If some of us, we spend 2 hours with your friends on phone, just gossiping, learn how to gossip on this, your newfound, call it a newfound love, technology. Become crazy about technology. Become obsessed with technology. You learn about it. That's it. That's you just did this. So if you are not obsessed about it, is at this age where your children, you get distraction from children, you get distraction from workplace, you get distraction from your husband or from your wife, it's going to be difficult. You only be jumping in when and jumping out when. And when the time you go start submitting your CV and you didn't learn anything, it's not going to work. Both of us know that you are just deceiving yourself. But this learning this is beautiful because you are learning different things. Yeah. There are jobs. In this era, all the jobs, all the opportunities are becoming globalized. Globalized is that in next 10 years, or 10 years is too much, in next 5 years, some of us who live in abroad will want to go back home. Because anywhere you live, you should be able to work for American companies. You should be able to work for Canadian companies. You should be able to work for UK companies because there are jobs, so many jobs you can do globally. You can just be in UK because you choose to be in UK. If you are well-trained, a well-trained tech professional, you just live here maybe because of security or because of amenities. But you find out that even if you are living in Nigeria, check out what you pay here in rent. Like here, within where we live here, is 2,000, almost 2,005 for a 3-bedroom house that you pay. That amount, 2 months or 3 months, you've bought a bungalow in Nigeria, put it internet, buy Lista. So you can create your own heaven anywhere, even if you like, go to Ghana, create your heaven there. Anywhere you want to, you can go there, create your heaven. You cannot go in there because of amenity, because you can create your own there. Put your own borehole. All this because you don't have money. Put your own swimming pool in your house. Give yourself whatever you want if you're well trained. So coming here because of amenities is no longer going to be the issue. So we need to learn. There are jobs. This is just the beginning. You know, it's like the world is just opening up. AI era is bringing different things. And AI era started this year. Last year was, is it going to work? Will it work? 2 years ago, there is this AI. Stop it. You know, that is 2 years ago. Last year is, this thing, we don't know how this thing. But this year is working. Everybody, how do we start? How every company is, how do we start? How do we start? That is working. In the next 5 years, that should be the order of the day. If you don't know how to work in a remote environment, that means everybody has to be IT professional. For working remotely you can't work remotely if you are not an IT pro. It's not possible. So go and fill this up, understand how it works, because even in your business case, which you are going to write, you are going to create a business case. As a matter of fact, every business analyst must submit a strong business case before I can approve that, yes, you are now a business analyst. If you cannot write an authoritative business case, then you're on your own. So everything we're learning, you need to know them, because you need to use them. And if you are trying to let Juliet or Judith do it for you, you are giving them credit. You're helping them to learn more. They can create for you. They will know it on their own. It will assimilate. As they are helping you create it, it's not assimilating in you. It's assimilating. You are elevating them higher than you, the more. So you have to bend down to learn it. Even if they are helping you, must learn it. As simple as that. So that's where we're ending for this RACI metrics. It's very simple, but it's very, very powerful and highly needed. You can't do without it in a modern organization, in a modern project. As a business analyst and as a project manager, you must understand whom you are working with, everybody's roles and responsibilities. That is the basics. If you have questions, you can ask your question and I will respond. Yes, Juliet.
Okay, so I wanted to know, like, in this project where you have many project managers, I believe in the roles and responsibilities there would be some of the managers will be called, like, will be given roles like maybe a risk manager, or risk manager, or quality assurance manager, or any of these roles. Because why I'm saying this is, there's a group that said that they are 10 project managers. So I was like, can't you have just one project manager that would manage others, in as much as there are other project managers? So I wanted to be sure of what I actually told them.
They are all project managers, and that is the truth. They appear in this project as project managers. So this is, please, you can put yourself on mute because if you have finished making your point. All of you here are business analysts in this project. Yeah. All of them are project manager in this project. In as much as you can do other things, you can share the roles. Some project managers will be doing different defining roles and responsibilities, assembling, but we are still project managers. They are not quality assurance. They are project managers. That's what they are paid to be in this project. There are many, doesn't change anything. You are here to learn how to become a project manager, not how to become a quality assurance or how to become a web designer. So as long as this project is concerned, you are a project manager. If you are in project management bootcamp, there's a lot of things you can become: support, technical project support, project coordinator. We have one team lead. Team lead means the person is organizing all the project manager, or you are working within the project manager capacity. It's as simple as that. And all of you business analysts, you work in the business analyst capacity. You cannot say that this one is not a business, I'm not a business analyst, I'm going to become something else because we need, yeah, everybody is here to learn. So we are learning to become a business analyst. That project, you are working in the capacity of a business analyst. That's what you are. When it's time for developer to join to add a developer, then we'll add a developer. You can't say, I'm now the developer because other people are you a developer? Do you have the capacity of developing? That is the question. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So everybody, they're all project managers. As long as they deliver this, if you go to the work breakdown structure, there's place we see assigned owners. We have space for project manager, we have space for business analysts, and we have space for developers, scrum masters, and yeah. So project managers in Agile, they are all scrum masters, so they are still project managers. When they get there, we can change them to, but they are still project manager in Agile environment. So let's nobody be confused about this or that. They're all project managers. All of you, project managers. We have team lead. Yeah. If you go to outside projects where they need only one project manager, then you can be the only project manager there. But here is different from other because everybody is here to learn. We don't have enough projects, different types of projects, so that we can start giving everybody one project to manage. So you are here to participate in a live project and learn how to work in a live project, learning everything. So that's why every activity here, even if it's not assigned to you, you must create your own, because you need to know them. So yeah, I'll try my best to create a live project, and that's it. Any more questions? All right, thank you everyone, and thank you, Juliet, for bringing this kind of confusion so that we can talk about it. It's better you ask questions. For me, I like this kind of question. Ask question. If you don't know, ask. Don't assume. In projects, there is nothing like assumption or presumption. I think. You do not think. That's why we have stakeholders. That's the purpose of requirement gathering. Requirement gathering is question asking, interviewing. it can never be enough. You can never ask too much question in a project. You need clarification. If you don't, so many of us will say, I'm asking too much question. At times they'll say this question looks childish. As long as you do not know, ask, even if it's a childish question, once you are being clarified out of it, you are no longer a child. But once you continue to live in it, you continue to behave childishly within that your confusion. Unless that childish question you ask it and you get clarified about it, then you have to live out of it. But once you don't want, because people will say, as a matter of fact, people don't care about you here. Because in a 4 months' time, you might not be able to even, I'm not praying for that. I'm praying that people are more united. But you look saying, I don't want Onyinye to laugh at me. I'm not going to ask this question. Onyinye might not really care about you after this. So if you didn't learn it and it's over, you are not saying because so. There is nothing like feeling shame or shy or whatever because your question is out of it. So every question here is important. Ask it. Thank you. Okay. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Have project status update so that the whole team will be able to brief us about what they'll be doing. All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No worries.